What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Seasons. This is episode number 17, and of course we're starting today's episode off in a new division. We're now up to Division 3, so getting close to Division 1. Obviously the main aim of this series is quite simple: get into Division 1 and hopefully win it. Once we've done that, we'll end the series, and we're getting close towards the top now. Obviously we know that we are going to be facing more difficult opponents, and as you can see, the first game we chose Colombia, so we stay on the international field after our last game was with the Netherlands, and we scored 2 wonder goals in a 3-0 victory against Everton. And we choose Colombia, we come against Arsenal, and yeah, the opponents are going to get more difficult now. We're getting closer towards the top, but even so, we've been on a very good run. Every single season so far we've won the division title in the first season, so we want to keep that going. And the first chance of this game against Arsenal fell in the 10th minute, and the first goal as well. Cuadrado, the new 5-star skiller, getting himself inside and scoring to making it 1-0. And in the 34th minute, Cuadrado's down the right hand side again, takes on Kieran Gibbs, using those 5-star skills, fake Rabona into a reverse step over, cross into the box, and Falcao, who's such a monster in the air, heads it past Chesney and makes it 2-0. So 2-0 up in the 35th minute. It looks as though we are going to be on course for our first win in the first game of the new division here. But in the 45th minute, my opponent comes forward here with Alexis Sanchez finding Mesut Ozil. Ozil into Diaby, nice passing to Welbeck, and Welbeck's shot well saved by the goalkeeper, but it falls to Theo Walcott, who takes his time and shoots and scores. So Walcott makes it 2-1 to my opponent, and he's back in the game on the stroke of half time. In the 58th minute, I'm through with Rodriguez here down the left hand side. I take on Mathieu Debuchy, get a little bit lucky as I almost lose the ball but win it back here eventually with Freddy Guarín. Guarín collects it and chips it inside. My opponent gives the ball away, it drops to Falcao, and Falcao gets his second of the game and makes it 3-1. So just before the hour mark, it's 3-1 to us. We've got ourselves a 2-goal cushion once again, and surely now we're on course for the 3 points in this game. But my opponent, as I just said there, you know, we're into a higher division now. We're coming against better opponents. My opponent in this game was really good. Every single time he went forward, he looks so threatening, and as he gets the ball here, he rides 2 slide challenges and then runs clear with Walcott and makes it 3-2. So Walcott got his second goal of the game for him, both goals coming through Theo Walcott, and I just couldn't stop the guy from coming forward. And yes, I know my defending's really poor, but even so, in the 64th minute, look at Montreal outpacing Quintero here. So easy, picks out Jack Wilshere, and what a goal this is by Wilshere. He just smashes the ball into the far corner and makes it 3-3, and from 3-1 down, he's back on level terms in a space of 5 minutes. I have no idea how Montreal outpaced Quintero so easily, I'll say that much. But even so, what a goal by Wilshere. I shouldn't have slid in there by accident, but even so, it's an amazing strike, and it's 3-3, and my opponent is deservedly back on level terms here, no doubt about it. He was playing so well, and he deserved to be back on level terms. But in the 79th minute, as he gives the ball away, Falcao plays through Jackson Martinez, and Monreal is standing off him here, and I'm waiting for support, but it turns out after 2 scoop turns in a row, I didn't need any. I get myself inside, and Jackson Martinez makes it 4-3 for us. So back in front, and a little bit fortunate there, I have to say. I had to rely on 2 scoop turns, which, you know, some people think is a bit cheap as a skill move, a scoop turn. It's a bit of a cheap skill move, but whatever. It's 4-3 to us, and we're back in front. And Ospina made a very good save here to keep us in front in this game in the 84th minute, and from that we broke. Falcao collects the ball after a Jackson Martinez knockdown. He passed it back into Martinez, back to Falcao, back to Martinez with a fake shot off to James Rodriguez down the left hand side here, chips it inside, and yeah, not entirely sure what happened there, but that was a really poor finish. Should have wrapped the game up, and instead it was still 4-3. But in stoppage time, my opponent gave the ball away, and as Rodriguez pokes it inside towards Jackson Martinez, it was a great chance to make it 5-3. Lovely little rainbow flick over the defender. The half volley saved by Chesney, but Falcao completes his hat-trick after he puts the ball into the back of the net and makes it 5-3. So Colombia 5, Arsenal 3, and directly from that you'll see my opponent decided to quit as he knew that time was running out and he was not going to be able to get himself another 2 goals. So we start the new division and the new season off with a win. That's fantastic. I feel as though I just about deserve to edge it, as the stats will show that he actually played a little bit better than me, but I feel as though I deserved it because I passed the ball around quite nicely in that game. And I don't know, I guess it was one of those games where even though he did play very well, I feel as though I just about deserved to edge it myself, and we did. Although, to be honest, a draw in my opinion would have been fair as well. So either way, you know, it would have been a fair result. But still, for the following game, we chose Germany here, the World Cup winners. We chose Germany, and we came up against Real Madrid. I chose a 3-5-2 for Germany. Now, I haven't used 3 at the back all through this series, and I don't like using 3 at the back because because I'm someone who, I drag a lot of bodies forward, and with the wingers I don't tend to drop them down very often. I tend to just sprint forward with those wingers and have them playing as inside forwards at some stages. So using three at the back is never recommended for me, because there's usually one centre back out of position, and that means there's only like two defenders to deal with the opponent's threat. And that's pretty much what happened in the 10th minute. I got myself forward, I pushed too many bodies forward, my opponent went on the break, played the ball forward towards Ronaldo, and Ronaldo outmuscled Fabregas and made it 1-0. So clearly three at the back was the wrong choice, and I knew that literally from the first minute. It was such a poor tactical decision for me to do that, but still, in the 19th minute we almost equalised here. Bastian Schweinsteiger's shot, well saved by Casillas, and turned behind for a corner. Still 1-0, but 20 minutes later, Mario Gomez finds Mesut Ozil. Ozil inside to Marco Reus. Reus collects the ball and waiting for Ozil to keep on running. We play the ball forward, and the Arsenal man and the former Real Madrid man makes it Germany 1, Real Madrid 1. So we're back on level terms. Nice little goal there. Just waited and waited and waited for my moment. Picked him out, and it's a really, really nice finish by Ozil. So Germany 1, Real Madrid 1. And in the second half here, 5 minutes after the restart, Kroos strikes it from range, but it goes just wide the post and out for a goal kick. What a goal that would have been. But it was still 1-1. However, a few minutes later we do cross the ball in with a corner with Toni Kroos, and Marco Reus leaps like a salmon to outjump his man and makes it Germany 2, Real Madrid 1. So in front in this game for the first time. Very nice header by Marco Reus. I mainly had him playing up front for the pace, not to head the balls in, but still very nice header, and it's Germany 2, Real Madrid 1. And in the second half, you may have noticed on the radar, I did switch to a 4 at the back. I pushed Fabregas out to play left back, and I had Thomas Müller playing at right back because he's got high work rates. And, you know, I do like to play wingers at fullbacks, as you guys, if you're long-term subs, would know that. But still, in the 70th minute, my opponent was coming through, and he did eventually score. Karim Benzema got the goal and levelled it to make it 2-2. And again, my defending was very, very poor, to be honest. I couldn't really close the gaps in the centre, and I just couldn't seem to stop him from breaking through. So 2-2, my opponent's back on level terms. In the 73rd minute, though, we almost made it 3-2. Bastian Schweinsteiger again let him fly from range, but again, it's Casillas making a very good save and keeping it 2-2 as my opponent eventually clears the ball away. And in the 80th minute, a great chance for him to win it. It's Javier Hernandez who plays it inside towards Cristiano Ronaldo, who shoots, and it's a wonderful save by Manuel Neuer. Thank goodness for that. Very good save by our goalkeeper. And from the corner, it is Ronaldo who ends up crossing the ball into the centre. No, it's not Ronaldo who crosses the ball into the centre. He changes it, doesn't he? I just remembered. He changes it eventually after ages, waits and gives it to Marcelo, his left back. He does cross the ball in. He picks out Gareth Bale. He wins the header, and eventually it's flicked onto Pepe, and his shot is brilliantly saved by Neuer and cleared off the line. So the game finishes Germany 2, Real Madrid 2. A very, very credible draw. My opponent was very strong, just like the first opponent I faced. He was very, very strong, and he was one of those guys, just like my first opponent again, who every single time he came forward, I thought he was going to score a goal. As you can see by the stats, he played a little bit better than me, but again, it was pretty balanced, to be honest. And I think in both games of this episode so far, in both two games, either player could have made a claim that they deserved to win, and a draw would have been probably the most fair result. But still, it is a draw. We draw 2-2, and that means from our opening two games we have 4 points. And so for the third and final game, I kept it international and chose Spain. Spain, of course, who had a disastrous World Cup in Brazil this year. Chose Spain and came up against Manchester United. So Spain against Manchester United, and the first chance of this game would fall very, very early on here in the 3rd minute as we break through with Diego Costa finding Rodrigo. Rodrigo chips it over the top. Sorry, he doesn't. He plays it through towards Diego Costa, who's one-on-one with De Gea. And, well, that is a really poor finish. Seriously, I've got no idea how I didn't put a ball in the back of the net, and it was still 0-0. But in the 19th minute, Rodrigo finds Silva. Silva back up towards Rodrigo with a nice little chip over the top. He's one-on-one, and it's a brilliant save by De Gea as he gets the ball away. So very good save by my opponent's goalkeeper De Gea there, and my goalkeeper too, De Gea, and it was still 0-0. But in the 23rd minute, Rodrigo's on the ball here. Really good chance. We play a great little free ball into David Silva, and he finesses it into the corner, and finally we had the lead after so many attempts early on. Nice ball by Rodrigo, who I have to say as well, he was so good to play with in this game in terms of his movement. He really was. Every single time I looked for him, he was in the right areas. Lovely pass into David Silva, and that made it 1-0. And in the 24th minute, directly from kickoff, he gives the ball away. It comes to Fabregas. Fabregas with a wonderful outside the boot chip through ball to Diego Costa, who flicks it on. And how about this from Rodrigo? Flicks it over Chris Smalling. Absolutely wonderful. And a great finish as well to make it 2-0. And I thought that was a really nice goal as well. You know, some people would say it's quite simple. Bit of a long ball up top, flick down. But to be honest, honest, the way Fabregas played the ball forward, Diego Costa winning the header, and just a wonderful little touch by Rodrigo to completely do Chris Smalling, I think it was, and a great finish as well, made it 2-0, and I thought it was a lovely goal myself. So Spain 2, Manchester United 0. In the 39th minute, De Gea made a very good save for us to deny Falcao, but as we failed to get the ball away, it fell to Di Maria, and the Argentine had the simplest of finishes to make it 2-1. So my opponent back in the game just 5 minutes before the break here. At 2-1, poor defending from me really, and De Gea's save in the end counting for nothing, so 2-1, but a couple minutes later we could come through again here with Cesc Fabregas playing another incredible through ball into Rodrigo, who again, his movement was fantastic, and we did make it 3-1, and you know, Rodrigo's movement was fantastic, Fabregas' range of passing was fantastic, those two players in this game were single-handedly winning me the game. They were both absolutely incredible, and in the second half here, directly from kickoff, we just passed the ball around with Spain. There's no need to concede possession, and you know, on FIFA I don't tend to keep holding the ball very well online. You know, I tend to just play fast counter-attacking football, but this was an absolutely wonderful move, and I'm so gutted I didn't finish it off with Rodrigo, where I really should have done, to be honest. Such a lovely passing build up there, and unfortunately I put the shot wide. It would have been a wonder goal there, one of the goals of the series, no doubt. And another chance in the 51st minute, the chip ball in by David Silva was met by Diego Costa, and his header went wide. And in the 72nd minute we're through again here, Silva finding Rodrigo collects the ball and plays it back towards David Silva. Then Iniesta out wide towards our left back, Jordi Alba. Again, some very, very nice passing with Spain, as you'd expect. Inside to Costa, into Silva, into Fabregas, and Fabregas hits the post. And again, it would have been a lovely team goal, but I just couldn't put the icing on the cake. But in the 85th minute, we had a free kick with Cesc Fabregas. I've already scored a couple this series, which is unlike me, but I decided to let Fabregas take it, as he had he had played fantastically well in this game. And, well, I kind of spoiled it there, didn't I? He scores the free kick and makes it Spain 4, Manchester United 1. So Fabregas in this game was just fantastic. He was pulling the strings like a puppeteer would. He was absolutely wonderful. His range of passing, I mean, we all know Fabregas can pass the ball like no one else. Absolutely fantastic. And a wonderful free kick to wrap off a man of the match performance. And Rodrigo was great as well. And two very nice goals in this game, I thought. And a very, very good performance. So we win the game by 4-1 with Spain against Manchester United. And that means from our opening 3 games in Division 3, we have 2 wins and 1 draw and 7 points. A very decent start in a higher division. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please do leave a like, because that's much appreciated. It really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of Seasons very soon.